first off, we have Representative Drake Dill and also Representative Mike Holden. So if you would both raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Mike Holden,
I, Mike Holden,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of the state of Minnesota,
and of the state of Minnesota,
and faithfully and to the best of my ability
and faithfully and to the best of my ability
discharge the duties of Commissioner
discharge the duties of Commissioner
for the International Falls Economic Development Authority
for the International Falls Economic Development Authority
in and for the city of International Falls during my continuance in office.
in and for the city of International Falls during my continuance in office.
I further understand that service on this board
I further understand the service on this board
may result in my receipt of confidential information
may result in my receipt of confidential information,
and agree that such information shall not be disclosed
and agree that such information shall not be disclosed
except as otherwise authorized.
except as otherwise.
Congratulations. Thank you. I, Drake Dill, do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Minnesota,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Minnesota,
and faithfully and to the best of my ability
and faithfully and to the best of my ability
discharge the duties of Commissioner for the International Falls Economic Development Authority
discharge the duties of Commissioner for the International Falls Economic Development Authority
in and for the city of International Falls during my continuance in office.
in and for the city of International Falls during my continuance in office.
I further understand
Further understand
that service on this board may result in my receipt of confidential information
that service on this board may result in my receipt of confidential information,
and agree that such information shall not be disclosed except as otherwise authorized.
and agree that such information shall not be disclosed except as otherwise authorized.
Congratulations. Thank you. And then if I can have you guys sign these.
Everybody, yeah.
You sign my copy for me, please.
You gotta clap for everything. What's up with
Thank you. Mike, if you could sign yours.
that? Clap for
Thank
you.
you. Perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
We are gonna find out right now. I was, but currently we can't not know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
No, we,
Yeah, exactly.
So then, Mayor, since we don't have any specific duties as assigned as of yet, I'll have you open the meeting, and then we'll be assigning election of officers a little bit further down in the agenda. Please and thank you.
Okay, we'll call this meeting of the International Falls Economic Development Authority to order. Tuesday, January 21st, 2025, 7:12 PM. It can be noted that all members are present. First item on the agenda would be the approval of the minutes from the October 21st, 2024 meeting.
I'll move.
Second?
Proper motions by Counselor Kaler and Wagner. Is there any discussion? Seeing no further discussion, question?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
I'll vote yes. Minutes are approved. Thank you. Next on the agenda, audience, seeing that Lois, you're the only one here, and do have an agenda item later on, would you like to wait? I would. Okay. Item 6, accounts payable financial reports. A, approve accounts payable as presented.
What you have in front of you is a detailed ledger of the accounts payable for the third quarter of 2024. EDA meetings are held quarterly, and so therefore you're looking at the expenditures for the previous quarter. And we have been working with Bolton and Mink on a housing project, and in fact, we have another meeting Thursday this week, moving along with 2 different projects with them, actually. So, coming together. That's what those expenses are for.
Naturally, I have a million questions for several people, but I won't, for the sake of time, probably be better asked downstairs than here tonight.
Door's always open, come on in.
Do we have a motion to approve the accounts payable?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Counselor Wagner, second by Counselor Buller. Discussion? Question?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Oh, yes. Accounts payables approved, 5-0. B, none unaudited financial reports will be prepared after these payables are posted.
So what we do the first month and a half into the new year, we are still paying 2024 payables, posting expenses into 2024, which is a very common practice in financials. So instead of giving you those right now for the end of the year, which are going to change, they'll just be available at the next meeting that we have.
Okay. Number 7, reports. A, election of officers. Now we're getting to the meat and potatoes. Did we talk about this for council committee appointments? I thought,
On the EDA board?
yeah.
No, we did
Okay,
not.
we didn't.
Nope, this board selects their own, and that's why I put in there the bylaws of the group as well to help you understand, the different positions, who can hold those positions, as you move forward through this process right now.
Well, would anyone like to fill a specific position on our Economic Development Authority Board? I'm assuming that the roles of treasurer, assistant treasurer, and secretary are probably not carried out by the person assuming the role most of the time.
No. Well, I have served as president of the EDA before, but I would be willing to serve as vice president. I did a year as president, and I enjoyed it. We had a lot of different things going on. We had the multimodal during that time. We had the, what's the name of that outfit where they build the wood stoves? We had that going on. And we actually helped fix a roof at the museum during that term. I did a 1-year term, and we had some good stuff that happened. But I'd be willing to do, I just put it out there, I'd be willing to be vice president, so.
Thank you, Counselor Holden. We have a nomination.
Just as a point, Mayor, in the past, and this is just, they've done it in the past, the President Pro Tem has been of the council, has been the president on the EDA board. But that is entirely up to you folks, but that, has been practice.
Would you like to change your role to president, Counselor Holden?
I realize they've done that in the past, but I'd really like to do a good job as mayor pro tem. And so I know there'll be times when the mayor will be gone, and I'd like to be focused on that, making sure that's taken care of when you're on vacation or whatever. I think any one of these three would be good at president.
Nominate Counselor Kaler for president.
I'll accept.
You will accept, okay. Counselor Wagner, of the remaining 3 positions, which would you like to fill?
Well, I was treasurer, so it don't matter to me.
Okay.
We can do any more.
I will nominate myself as the assistant treasurer if there is such a thing. And Counselor Buller, would you accept the nomination as secretary?
I was gonna have to take notes.
Short.
I think this is a
I got your back.
formality.
I'll bring you something.
Okay,
Okay.
no bribes. No.
Now, seeing that there is only 5 officers and only 5 positions, I do not believe we would even have to have a white ballot election. So with that being said, the chairman would entertain a motion to approve the election of officers, with the president being Pete Kaler, the vice president Mike Holden, treasurer Tim Wagner, assistant treasurer Drake Dill, secretary Walt Buller.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Motion, Counselor Kaler, a second by Counselor Buller. Any discussion? Question?
Aye.
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 Aye. 5-0, we have officers. Which point?
Yeah, so yeah, look at this crowd. Look at the, and I'd just like to add, you ever need some assistant, be an assistant treasurer, please don't be afraid to call. All right, now we'll move on to number 8 then, now that we got the officers elected. And we have, no director or secretary's report, I do not believe today. Old business, review revolving load fund policy. Betty?
Counselor Kaler, if I may, would it be a problem if we bumped, since Lois is with us, could we bump her up? And then we can move to, that one has been on continuing, and I just got a few things on it, but with her in the audience, I'm okay if we ask her to come forward, if you're okay with that.
I'm okay with that, if she doesn't mind missing out on that riveting discussion about the revolving fund.
Thank you.
Okay, we all have got the letter, I believe, it's to consider a funding request from Bacchus for failing equipment for KCCTV. Lois, go ahead.
We had, we had last spring, we had a few bumps, and with your help, we were able to get the new equipment in, and the pricing came in much less than what we were anticipating. We are so very grateful. The equipment is functioning as designed, and it's doing exactly what it needed to be doing. A couple of months ago, we started receiving some complaints from people who were watching on Channel 7 saying they were having a difficult time hearing. So we started doing some research. We did a lot of trial and error testing. We worked with Frontier and Cablecast to rule out everything that we could. Darcy Sullivan, Jeff McCargan, Jake Kilchelski worked on the testing. I watched, they'd unplug, plug, and then they'd do all their testing. They finally isolated the issue that we have a transmitter that failed. That transmitter is more than 17 years old. I'm sorry, it was purchased in 2017, before 17. So we immediately ordered a replacement so that we can get that, keep that equipment up and operational, and we can restore the sound for our customers. We all know there are a lot of people out in our community who are listening on Channel 7. We are taking care of the labor and the replacement, all the testing and all the incidental costs. The bill for the new, gosh, I just lost it. The new transmitter was $1,375. So I come to you today to see if there is any funding that you could help us with that cost, either in part or in whole, if you can. It just was an expenditure we weren't expecting. We have done some other microphones and camera equipment and other equipment updates, and those we fully expect. But this one was a little larger than we expected, so I'll ask.
Well, I will take a motion, just get some discussion going on.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion
Go
to,
ahead to help.
to
I'll
move.
second.
Okay, we have a motion by Counselor Holden and a second by Mayor Dill to move ahead with finance requests. Is there any discussion on this? Go ahead.
Have you gone to the county yet?
No, I have not.
I would consider you go there first.
Okay.
I think we footed a pretty good bill the last time for this without any help there. I don't think this is too much to ask from the county. That's just my opinion. And if they don't, then you come back to us.
Okay.
And maybe then we'll give you some money, but that's just my feeling. It's up to you guys.
I have a question, just being green,
Yeah.
with KCC, these city-county issues, with the TV, who does that serve? Which households does that go to?
Locally, it would go to the cable consumers, the people who subscribe to cable through Frontier. KCC TV also publishes its works out on social media. Their pieces are available on our website, and we do have a YouTube channel. So anyone really worldwide, and they do. We have reports, we have some reporting that shows that we have people over in England who have dialed in to see family members and things that are happening here. So it serves a lot of people. However, on the cable channel, where the sound piece is primarily noticed, it is local Frontier cable customers. Tim, I wanted to share with all of the council as well that we did go to the county for funding in general for Bacchus, and they were very generous with us. They did give us $5,000 for KCC TV, but then they were also very generous with Bacchus as a whole. But I certainly can take this to them if that's the direction of the council.
You're saying Frontier, so what about Midco? Is it on Midco? So you don't, what about the Midco subscribers?
It's on Midco.
It's on Midco as well, right?
Cable,
Yeah.
yeah.
On
I'm
cable,
sorry,
Yeah.
I'm thinking Frontier, yes. It's on cable,
Okay.
yep.
Yeah,
You can get it on the free TV too. Minianto, whatever it is now.
okay.
And go ahead.
And maybe I'm dead wrong, I just assume that if I look up KCC TV, it's online
It
on my
is.
phone.
You are correct.
Yes.
But to anybody watching a set-top box now, I'd have to assume that that's probably dangerous, but most of those residents have to live in town, I think.
Yep. And many of them don't have internet at their home, so they rely on,
They're still residents of the county.
They're still county
Yeah.
residents,
They
yeah.
live in the town, but it's still part of the county.
They are.
Yeah, that's right.
I made the motion to move ahead. I think we need to help her out right away, get it going. That's my,
Yeah, I have the second, so.
Any other discussion? I'm just on, it is funny though, because we get beat up all the time just about what we do with our money and how we're spending it, and we gotta be careful, and I say this isn't important, but then we got people coming asking for money, and the county didn't give us our 20, whatever the money is for our economic development because of airport issues that ended up not being issues. But that's, so I just sounded a little be a little clear on that it always, and it's just us, and Ted, people can hear, and you, that I get tight, and we don't work, it's like having Mr. Strand up there telling it was suggested, and maybe some others suggested that when we talk about a lease with the county, there should be the council. Well, we're told we're voted for the people and to make these decisions. And I'm just using that as an example. The decision we made was to do it the way we did. But then it always comes back that it's us, like, not the county. And I don't want to get into a county, city, but it's always one-sided, and it's, I just don't, it just bothers me, is what I'm saying. And that being said, I'm not going to give them the satisfaction of you going there, because we wouldn't do it. So there's no more discussion. I will ask the question.
Aye.
Aye.
No.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-1.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Please also it's important to me that you understand that I'm not going to come to you every time we have a something. I won't. The incidentals and all of that, we fully expect to support, and we have membership and other means to help support those smaller incidentals, but this was rather sudden.
Yep, I understand.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So just for discussion, if you could get us a copy of an invoice, or actually bill us, I would need an invoice from you.
Okay.
And it's probably best if we have, supporting documentation with that, and then through the next council of February 3rd, we can get that processed.
I'll get that over to you.
Okay, that sounds great.
Thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good
Yeah.
Lois?
Anything else before I adjourn the meeting? Oh, whoops, I'm ahead of myself. Yeah, well, you were the ones that got me out of order.
I know.
It's hard enough keeping me in order.
We've been talking about this revolving loan policy and application for a few months, I'm not gonna lie. I did finally get the policy finalized, just in general terms, it's not set in stone by any means, and a draft application process that, we definitely need to walk through. It's been a long day, I don't expect us to kind of sit and walk through all of this right now, but we do continue to do our commercial loan program, which is a different piece of this, but currently in the EDA, there isn't a lot of funding. I mean, there's not a lot of revenue in that right now, so, to do a revolving loan, there's not a lot there. So it's not urgent, but it's something that the council had asked to put together to have something in place if somebody comes in and asks for assistance for different things that they are going to be doing, whether it's a commercial, wanting to add on, improve storefront, something like that. This is what would qualify them for that, or a special piece of equipment for a certain type of business or something. That's, kind of what this document would, kind of lay out the process for. So information for you guys to review. We'll put it on the next agenda as well to dive into it a little deeper and go from there. Unless you have any other questions of me right now.
And just clear, but like I said, this would be out of our own EDA funds.
That is correct.
But kind of based on the.
The criteria listed in the
other
policy.
one. Yep,
Correct.
okay. Anything else from anybody? All right, I'll adjourn the meeting at 7:30.
Texting